Yo, what is good? I am the Wega Man, and we are here to talk about Asura the Striker. This game came out in April 2025. It released on Steam. It's developed by Leftover, which I believe is a two-person Japanese dev team. So this game is inspired by games of the past like Space Harrier. It's going to be a retro 3D shoot 'em up. 3D being it's a third-person perspective and you're moving into the screen. It does make it hard to see things at times. This was always my complaint with these styles of games. One of those trade-offs, I guess, that comes with this style of shmup, but it's still a really fun game. So the gameplay mechanics in this game, it's very simple. You have three kind of abilities at your hands. You have just a normal shot, which is your shot that takes no meter, takes no resources. You just shoot and you can shoot as much as you want. You have another ability called the Shining Knuckle, which is a melee attack. With this, if you get within range of an enemy and you land one of these Shining Knuckles, you'll get a bonus for hitting them. And then the last ability at your fingertips is one called Lightning Overdrive. And this one I think is kind of the interesting mechanic in here. Lightning Overdrive allows you to slow down time for a small period of time. You'll have a meter at the bottom of the screen, and when you're holding down the button for Lightning Overdrive, you'll see that meter depleting. And then once that meter is depleted, you can't slow down time anymore. But this will help you land those Shining Knuckle melee attacks without slowing down time. I find the timing of this to be very difficult. And then with the normal shot, you can slow down time to take out entire rows of enemies that will come like from either side of the screen at you. And the more of those full rows of enemies you take out, you'll get point bonuses. And then sometimes that'll lead to you replenishing shields. So shields are gonna be your indicators of health in this game. So for every playthrough that you start of this game, you start with 5 shield and 5 credits. 1 credit is 5 shields. You get 1 new shield every time you complete a stage, and then you can get new shields from doing different things like taking out, I think it's 50 complete rows of enemies throughout a gameplay. There's a bonus stage that you'll come across where you have to fly through gates. Fly through all those gates, you get a shield. And then I think if you hit specific point thresholds or point goals throughout your playthrough, you can earn more shields. One of the things that I think kind of makes this game stand out a little bit is that this game is very reminiscent of Darius games or even like Star Fox 64, in that you start at stage 1. Once you beat stage 1, you have the option of choosing what path you want to go to get to the next stage. So it's basically like an upside down tree. You start at the bottom and then it branches out. I believe there's 7 or 8 stages at the very end that you can end up. So 7 or 8 different endings that you can hit, and then multiple routes that you can ultimately land on. The left stage is always easier than the right stage. So if you go full left path, that's the easiest route that you can take to play this game. And if you go the full right path, then that's the hardest route. I will say, like, the difficulty jumps if you go full right path versus the full left path. So there's 2 difficulties in the game right now. There's easy and normal. I'll be honest, I haven't touched easy mode. I just started the game in normal mode. I believe if you're the kind of person who likes playing shmups or just skill-based games in general, you're probably going to want to do normal or the hardest difficulty. Again, going back to the stages, you have the option of building routes however you want. So if you want to go an easier route, just go full left. If you want to go a harder route, you can just go full right, and then you can mix and match in between. The jump in difficulty is pretty apparent if you're going the full right path. The enemies, there's more enemies on screen. It turns into an actual bullet hell game, which is kind of interesting to play a bullet hell Space Harrier type game, but it's really cool. And the things just move faster. You're moving through the stage faster. There's more obstacles popping up in front of you. There's just, in general, more things that you're trying to dodge. And then you deal with environmental factors like fog, or maybe it's just like nighttime or something. What do I like about this game? I love the music in this game. So I think what makes a really good shmup game is the music, and in the music in this game, it is fast paced, it's adrenaline pumping, it makes sure to match the moment. Another thing that I really enjoy about this game is, again, going back to just simple gameplay mechanics, but those simple mechanics can lead to kind of more nuanced and just interesting gameplay. Like, if you're really trying to 1cc this game, you're going to have to mix and match these abilities. You're going to have to use them. You're going to have to figure out the optimal times to use them and like get your score up. So it's those kinds of small things that I think are really cool. Like, a casual player can come in and just kind of do whatever they want with it. And then a more skilled player can come in and just like go ham with it. Something else that I really like about this game is the visual style. Just right off the bat, the game is very appealing. I find that there's a lot of cohesion with like the character and the enemies and stuff that you encounter. And I will say another thing that I really like about this game is movement feels really good. One thing that I haven't really liked about Space Harrier type games, Afterburner kind of being the exception, is that it always feels like you're moving really slow on the screen. If you go from one side of the screen to the other, it feels like you're moving really slow. In this game, it feels like you're moving about right. And like nothing stands out. It doesn't feel like it's jarring. It doesn't feel like you're moving overly slow. It feels good to move around. What do I not like about this game? Kind of already talked about one thing. With these kinds of games in general, just the perspective of it makes it difficult to tell where you're shooting, what you're aiming at. It's hard to judge distance without any kind of meter or reticle or anything kind of giving you more visual feedback. And it's hard to see things that are directly in front of you. Like, these are just things that I think come with this style of game. And you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it, or you're going to learn to tolerate it. The devs did say that one of the things they do plan to do updates post-launch, and one of the things that they want to work on is helping you get more feedback as far as distance and stuff goes, and to make it easier to land the Shining Knuckle, the melee attack. And that is going to be good if they can actually do this well. Another thing that kind of drives me crazy, honestly, is the Shining Knuckle attack itself. It is a guessing game with that. It is right now very difficult to tell how far you are from an enemy, or kind of like what the window should be for where you're trying to land this attack. I would feel like sometimes it was like as far forward as an enemy's gonna move is when you're supposed to like release the Shining Knuckle and try to hit him. But I would do that on boss fights and then just whiff. And it's like, okay, well, that's apparently not where I'm supposed to do it. Where am I supposed to do this thing? And then, like, I don't think the game really does a good job of letting you know that. But again, the dev said that's one of the things that they really want to address. Probably the one other thing that really I would put in the con category is hitboxes. Like, there is no indication of a hitbox. Normally in a shmup game, you'll have either like a physical hitbox around your ship, or you'll have like a dot or something inside of the ship that represents the area that will take damage if some kind of bullet or projectile hits that. That's especially true in bullet hell games, because you need to kind of know where you can dodge in the sea of bullets. And that's what I think makes the harder routes in this game difficult, is that you do end up with a full screen of bullets like a bullet hell game, but it is very difficult to tell and judge if the whole character is a hitbox, if only a small portion of it is a hitbox, because sometimes I swear that I move through a whole freaking like half a screen of bullets and I take no damage, but then I'll try to split some bullets and then I'll take damage, and it's just kind of like, wait, what? What is going on here? All in all, I think Asura the Striker is a game that is worth playing. I really enjoyed this game, even with the jank that exists in the game and kind of the rough edges that exist. It's a very good game. The price, I think, will kind of scare people off, but if it's one of those games where if you're a fan of shmups, I think one of this quality doesn't come out all that often, and so to me it feels worth the $15. And I do like supporting smaller developers. If you're a fan of shmups, I think it's worth playing and paying that price. If you're just kind of like a casual fan, they do offer a demo, so you can try out the demo and see if you like it. And then if you do, you can wishlist it. This is one I could easily recommend. Like, if you're even halfway interested in shmup games, that the price I think is worth it. I don't do scores and reviews. I just kind of talk about the things that I experienced playing the game, whether or not I think it's worth the money, whether or not I think it would be fun. I think, again, this is definitely going to be a game that's fun for shmup fans. It's going to be a game that could be fun for casuals, but I would say try the demo first. This is probably one of my favorite indie releases of the year so far, and I hope we get another game in this series. We are getting spoiled with these indie developers releasing cool games, and I do have some other games that I'm planning on playing and doing reviews of, so please stay tuned to the channel for those. I will be trying to be more active on the channel again, because again, we've been getting spoiled by these indie developers and releasing these awesome games, and I do want to do my part in highlighting some of these developers and highlighting some of these games that I think people would actually enjoy, and just showing these developers that they're doing a public good. AAA gaming has kind of let me down a lot recently, but like the indie game devs are the thing that keep me going with gaming, and like if this can be the one small piece that I give back to help motivate them to keep going, then god damn it, I'm gonna do it. All right, that is going to conclude this video. Again, thanks for sticking out this video. Check out the game for sure if you're like halfway interested in anything that you saw in this video. And until the next time, take it easy and deuces.